Hello guys, good morning. So in this section today, we are going to cover how we are going to cover the catalog part of the Databricks. Okay, how we are going to upload the files of the different formats. Like if you wanted to upload CSV file, Parquet file, JSON file. Okay, where you can upload it in the Databricks free edition, and then you can start working on it. Okay, so you can see on my screen in the previous session, you have seen that I have covered already the user interface of the Databricks. Okay, and how it is different from the cloud Azure Databricks. Like so, here you can see I have already logged in with the Databricks free edition here. Okay, and we have home workspaces where you will do all of your work. You will create a notebook, you will do the cleaning of the data, you will create all the codes you can mention here. Then this is the catalog, where is the what is the main focus of this session is the catalog, where we are going to upload the files. Okay, this is the place where you will have all the data stored. Now if you are using, so this is the Databricks free edition. Before loading anything, you need to open or start your cluster. Okay, so to start the clusters or the machines, what you can do, you can come to the compute section here, and you can see the status. This is the stop. So what you need to do, you have to click on this triangle icon, which is start this SQL warehouse. So meanwhile it is going to start, I'll show you what is an catalog. So in earlier session I have told you, here in the catalog, if you can see, this is catalog. By default you will see the workspace and system. These are the catalog which has been created by me: catalog learning, data modeling catalog, main catalog, and test catalog. Okay, so this was the by default. Just in case if you have logged in the very first time, you will see these two options: workspace and system. Okay, so that you can ignore it. And here in each of the catalog, you can see two schemas by default will be created by the system, which is one is named as default, second schema is information under schema. Okay, so as I told you that in Databricks, if you create a catalog, the file or table will be accessible through the three level namespace. So first level is catalog, then inside that second level is the schema, and inside that either you will have a table or you will have a volume. Okay, so that is the hierarchy. So we will follow that hierarchy as well. Okay, you can see on left hand side, this is a green. Okay, that means it is showing that your cluster is already started. Okay, if you wanted to come and check, you can see here it is green. So we'll go to the catalog. Okay, before loading the data, first we need to download, we need some sample. Okay, what we can do, we can go to the Google. Okay, I'll show you. You can just mention Databricks sample Parquet file or CSV file. When I put CSV file, I found some here. This is the goods website where you can see all the CSV related files, which you will get it free of cost. So you can see datablist.com learn CSV download sample files. So you can see here, these are the sample files which is available. You can easily download and start working on it. So you can see customer file, you can download 5 data sets. Okay, you can download simple sample CSV file, organization, leads, and product. Okay, so let's say I wanted, I'll go down somewhere, and people, you can see people sample CSV files. So I have the CSV file with 100 records they have given me, and 1000 and 10,000. So depending on the volume of the data you wanted to try, you can just download it. Okay, and here we have, and they have given the schema or the content, a glimpse of the content of this file as well. Like it will contain index, user ID, first name, last name, sex, email, phone. So this is organization, then lead, and I think we have a product data set. Okay, product sample, it will have name, description, brand, category, price. So I think this is good option to analyze our data later on. So let's do one thing, we will load this one. Okay, 1000 records, product 1000 records. So I'll click on this, and I have in my local machine, I have already created a 2 folder. First we will do it for CSV, and second we will do it for Parquet. So I load this file, product 1000 file, okay, in my CSV folder. So this is done. Now coming to the same thing, I wanted to do it for the Parquet. So I have already, we have a Parquet file here where, so you can see this is in Google, you can find the Parquet files. So this is the file, Titanic Passengers sample Parquet dataset for download. So let me download this and I put this inside the Parquet folder of in my local machine. So if I go to my local machine and if I see inside the CSV, I have this product comma separated value file. Okay. Then in the Parquet, you can see the type. This is Parquet file. So we are going to upload both of it in the Databricks free edition. So how we are going to do it? This is the way. Let's log into your Databricks. So I have already logged into my Databricks, okay, and I come to my catalog and I need to create a new catalog. Since I wanted to create a new catalog for the product because I'm going to upload. It's already always better to have a category of catalog so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, inside this catalog customer related data would be there, inside this catalog product related data would be there. So it's always good practice to categorize. So what there is an option here, create a catalog. Okay, and you can give a name, sorry, a product catalog. So let's say, so it will give here we are collecting all the or loading all the product related. So you can see the standard is type. Okay, type is standard. We are not we are not taking this data from any cloud. We are not taking data from Azure, from AWS, or so they have, these cloud platform have their storage accounts. There also you can put your files and then Databricks will not store the data in there, and Databricks will only read those data from the cloud platform. Okay, here it is we are loading everything inside the catalog. Now it is saying, do you want to use the default storage or you want to take the storage location somewhere else? That means you create the catalog here, but you want to save everything inside the external location. When it says external location, it is asking for the storage account location what you have in the either in Azure platform or AWS platform or Amazon platform. But in our case, we are in the free edition and we wanted everything here. We wanted to view the file also from here in the database. So I click on use default storage. Okay, and I click on create. So let's wait for a while, and then you can see the catalog here. It's flashing out here. It's coming here, right? Catalog created. Okay, we do not want to do any configuration at this moment to provide an access to some person. So for now, this is the created. If I expand this, so you can see, as I told you earlier, whenever we create a catalog, two default schema is already being generated by the system, which is what? Which is, okay, it is still creating. So that's why, let me refresh it. There is a refresh catalog. There is an icon here. You can click here. I just wait for a while and I think it will be created. Oh, here we go. When I expand it, you can see two schemas is already been created. So default and information schema, this is the system generated schema. But now I wanted to create different schema for my product catalog. So in that case, what we can do here, if you see, we do not have an option of create schema. Okay, what we can do, you can select this and there is an option here over, and before that you can see the details of your product catalog here, the permissions, policies, workspace. This product catalog belongs to which workspace? It belongs to this workspace ID, and if you see, this is my ID. Okay, I logged in with this, and a unique workspace ID is assigned to me, which is, and the same workspace ID this catalog belongs to. Okay, now I wanted to create a schema, so click on here and mention it like product schema. Let's say I'm just giving you, and storage location, it is saying cloud storage location used for the managed table, and we do not want to create the schema in the storage in the external location. So let it be, and then click on create. Since we have selected product catalog and inside that I'm creating a schema, so it will be definitely created inside my product catalog. So you can see it is created inside. So earlier it was default and information schema. Now this is manual or man-made created schema. Okay, these are natural schema and this is man-made. Okay, this is how you can understand. This is only for the understand purpose. Now we have a catalog, we have a schema. Inside the schema, if you see, there is no data. If I wanted to select this, there is an option to create a volume or create a table. Okay, so we'll do one thing, we can create a table as well as we will create a volume, but the thing is our file will be uploaded inside the volume. Okay, it will not be uploaded inside the table. If you are creating a table, if you wanted to create a table, or if you want to from the files, then it will be loaded inside the table. Okay, otherwise everything, the files, if you are wanted to upload, it will be uploaded inside the volume. So in this section we are seeing how we can upload the CSV and both Parquet file. So we'll create a volume. I wanted to create a volume here. Okay, so files, storage. So it's a kind of a storage location for my all of my files, right? So file storage, and by default you can see volume type. This volume, we have two types of the volumes: managed volume and external volume. If you read this, files are stored in the location managed by Unity Catalog, and external location, files are stored in the external location that you configure. So that means if this volume, this is managed by Azure, if you provide any external location, if you these files are uploaded in ADLS Gen 2, okay, or S3 bucket, or which is provided by the cloud. So in that case, you have to mention external volume. Otherwise, if you wanted to, files are stored, these files which is stored in this location will be managed by Unity Catalog. Okay, so we'll put this and choose the catalog and schema. This volume will be created inside which catalog and which schema. So it is mentioned. Just in case for you it is not coming, you can just select your product and select your schema. Okay, once everything is fine, you can click on create. Okay, now what will happen? See, your volume storage has been added to the schema, product schema. Okay, so if you come here and you refresh it, okay, it is still refreshing. Let it give them a little time. Okay, now you can see. If you see the icon of this file storage, it is saying it's a location where you can put the files. Okay, so if you click on here, you come to the, this is the giving the file path. Now either you can upload directly to this volume, you can just browse your files wherever it is your in your local machine and then upload it, or you can create a directory. Directory is just kind of a folder inside it, so it's better we can create a directory. So it's like CSV. I create one folder for all CSV related files, all the files of CSV type, and then I'll come back, I'll create again file storage, or I can create, I need to come to my root directory, right? And here I will see, I can see the CSV folder has been created. Now I again come to this path and then create another directory, and this time Parquet. Okay, we can create as many directory as per our need. So you can see the moment you create the directory, it will take you inside that folder. I don't want to go inside that folder immediately because I don't want to upload it right now. I'll go to the root folder and I will create one more directory here, JSON. In coming session, we will cover all of this. Now, okay, we'll again go to the root directory. So in this case, now you can see I would have three folders here: CSV, Parquet, and JSON. Okay. Let's refresh. Okay, it has refreshed. CSV, JSON, and Parquet. Now I have a CSV files, I can upload it here. So what I can do, I'll go to the CSV and then there should be an option to upload. So let's say refresh it. Okay, and then there is a upload to volume. If you will not get an option here, okay, to upload it right away, here is an option to refresh it. Inside JSON, if you wanted to create one more subfolders, you can create it. Okay, but let's say I wanted to now load my file. So what you can see, upload to the volume. So I selected my volume, which is file storage, and click on upload to volume. Now I browse, select the files. I locate my CSV file, which is products-1000. Click on open, and then it is saying if you wanted to overwrite or you wanted to keep the append. So I'll keep it right now, nothing here. I don't want to repeat it, overwrite it. Now it is asking to which location, destination volume. Okay, what is the destination volume for this? So I'll go to this, and here I need to provide the path. So I click on this icon to expand my volume here. So just give a time, and now I select this CSV folder, and I wanted this file to be uploaded into my volume. The name is volumes, product catalog, then product schema, and inside that we have a volume name file storage, and inside that I have a directory with CSV name, and I click on upload. Okay. So you can see, if you go to the root and go to the CSV, you can see, refresh it, you will see the file here. See, product seeds. If you click on it, you will be able to see the data, some sample of the data. You can see this is a comma separated file. You can see your CSV file over here. Okay, and what is the whole options? We can preview, we can copy this, we can download file, and we can delete file as well. Since I am the owner, so there is an option to delete. If I am not the owner, then this option will be disabled for me. Now again I go to the file storage and click on plus icon, upload to volume. This time I will choose my Parquet file, which is Titanic details, and I need the destination, the Parquet folder. Okay, the same thing, and click on upload. So uploaded. Now go to folder. Here you can see this is the file is uploaded. Okay, now I have this CSV file and Parquet file in the next session. So this is how you can upload the file. Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. If you have an Azure Databricks service, okay, so in that case you do not need, let's say this is a free edition, you can see, although it's a free edition, but in the backend it is connected to AWS. It is taking storage, and compute will be provided by the Amazon cloud service, okay, AWS, but it has given the very less compute power to the free edition. It is for the learning purpose. But let's say your organization or company is having an Azure portal subscription, okay, and they asked you to log into the Azure Databricks. So what you can do, you do not need to go jump to the Databricks. In that case, you have to log in with your portal, Azure portal, with your employee ID or whatever your ID organization has provided, and then you can, here what you can do, here you can create a resource group, and here from here there is an option Azure Databricks. So you can log in to your Azure Databricks. It will jump to, you can launch this Azure Databricks, and it will jump to again with the same interface here. The difference is that you will not get the catalogs. In that case, you will pick the files from the storage location. I mean, you can, okay. So we have a storage accounts and we have Azure Databricks. So what will happen, your CSV files, which I have just loaded in Azure Databricks Compute Free Edition, you can upload, you can create a container in storage account, and you can upload your CSV file and Parquet file here, and then you can launch your Azure Databricks, write some configuration. You can connect this Azure Databricks with your storage account, and then pull those files or access those files, and then you write the code in the notebooks, but the files are present in the storage location in this storage account. So that is how in Azure Databricks it works. But if you don't have a Azure portal subscription, because it's costly and it's not for the students for now, and we have a some credit also given to the learners or for the students. But let's say if you do not have Azure portal subscription or whatever, you wanted purely on Databricks, so there is an option to upload your files in catalog, and then you can start working. And when I say start working, you will go to the workspace and you will create a notebook to access those files. So in the next session, I will show you how you can create a very first notebook to access your files which we have just uploaded in the catalog. So we will show you how you can consume those files data, whether it is CSV or Parquet or JSON. Okay, we'll consume it, we read it, we analyze it, and then we can create a table out of it. So that is what we are going to cover in the next session. Stay tuned. Bye bye.